Hello and welcome back to another episode of our Legacy Challenge. As you can see, we are here with Haleigh, who is in a pretty rough position. She is feeling really disgusting. We are going to have to go ahead and get her taken care of as far as her needs go. But in this episode, we are just trying to get to some kind of semblance of normal. As we know, our infants have aged up to toddlers and we have enrolled them in preschool. And so they are going to be going to school now. Adriel is scheduled to age up into a child in this episode. And so everyone is kind of getting a little bit older. And so we're hoping that things are going to kind of slow into a little bit of a routine and our family is going to get to some kind of semblance of normal. We're hoping that they are going to be able to figure out some kind of a little bit of a routine. We are going to hopefully be able to get Mitchell into a little bit of a job outside of the home. I'm not quite sure yet what I want him to do, but I think it will probably have something to do with culinary because he is a natural chef or a natural cook. And so I do think it will be something to do with cooking. I don't know if it'll be something in the culinary career or I think I might have a career that is some kind of culinary related career that we might be able to do as well. Haleigh is just going ahead and getting herself a bath and then she's going to get herself something to eat and then deal with a little bit of the laundry. She is desperate for a little bit of fun, so we are going to need to find her something fun to do today. We might be able to get her to get upstairs and do a little bit of the piano skill and see if that is a little bit of fun for her. But you can see in her panel here that she is desperate for some fun and she is saying that she wants to get outdoors. So maybe we might be able to send her out for a little bit of a jog as well because she does like to be active and says that she doesn't want to really be cooped up indoors. So I figure maybe we can send her out and get her a little bit of a jog in a little bit and maybe that might help get her fun up as well a little bit. So we will try that after she tries the piano for a little while. So I'm hoping between the piano and her going out for a little bit of a jog, that's going to help with her fun. But I'm just going to go ahead and get Mitchell up out of bed here. He's had plenty of rest, so we're going to get him to get up and go ahead and grab himself a bite to eat. And then we're going to get him out into the garden and let him start dealing with some of those things. As you can see, all of the children have headed themselves off to preschool, and so it is just the parents here that are at the house currently, and so I am just hoping that I can get them kind of dealing with some things around the house. They are tending to some of the house chores and things that need to be done here around the house while they are off from work currently. So with them dealing with their own needs and some things around the house, we are just hoping that we can, like I said, get ourselves into a little bit of a normalcy, a little bit of a routine, and get our needs up and kind of get into some semblance of some normalcy. You know, when the infants were all at home and they were taking care of everybody, they were really struggling in the fun department and in the energy department. And I'm hoping now that everyone is a little bit older and they're off in school during the day, that the parents will have a little bit of time to themselves to rejuvenate themselves and kind of just have a little bit of time to really focus on what it is that they need for themselves for personal growth and things of that nature. So as you can see, Haleigh is just out here and she is getting a little bit of a run in, and that really does seem to be getting her fun up, and she's taking in the neighborhood views and she is really enjoying this run. As you can see, she really is enjoying being active. She's really enjoying getting out of the house. And it is really having a pretty significant increase in her fun gain, which we desperately needed. So I am loving the fact that she's having so much fun being out of the house and getting a bit of a jog in. So I think that whenever she starts needing some fun, we'll definitely have her come out and do jogs and things of that nature, because it's really made a significant change in her fun and in her mood, which we desperately needed. I'm just going to have her come on in here and go to the washroom here, and then she may need to get a little bit of rest at some point because she does look like she is getting a little bit tired, so she might need to take herself a little bit of a nap at some point. But this garden is in desperate need of someone tending to it, because it doesn't look like Mitchell actually came out here and did what I told him to do. He went in there instead, and he was being lazy and was watching the television and just kind of lounging around. As we know, he is a lazy sim. So anytime he has the chance to kind of be lazy, he's going to prefer to do that over doing his chores, because, you know, when the infants were here, he didn't have a chance to kind of be lazy. He had to really focus on taking care of them, and he missed out on kind of lounging around and doing the lazy scene. And now that they aren't here, he's like, oh, well, I can kind of take my time, do what I want, lounge around and just be lazy, watch some television and just veg out. And he's really taken advantage of that. And so because of that, he's not even tending to the garden. And that's not necessarily a good thing, because now it's leaving that for Haleigh to do. And as we know, Haleigh's not really one that really cares for gardening. She will do it because she has to, but she doesn't necessarily care for gardening. Mitchell is the one in the family that actually, you know, cares for the gardening and actually prefers to garden. But for whatever reason, he's refusing to garden right now. And it looks like she's having some struggles with the garden as well for whatever reason. But I am just going to have her go ahead, and hopefully she'll be able to weed here a little bit, and we'll be able to get the garden in pretty good shape. And then we'll sell whatever they were able to harvest here so that we can make a little bit of money, which will be perfect, because as we know, we still do need to make funds for the house. I would like at some point to go ahead and get the upstairs where the toddler room is kind of decked out. I want to get them some things that they can play with and get their room kind of set up a little bit, because as of right now, the only thing that they have up there are toddler beds, and I want to have them have some toys and things that they can do for fun and some skill building and things like that. So we definitely want to go ahead and, you know, breed frogs and sell things and make some money so that we can have things to buy for them, because, you know, Haleigh and Mitchell are thinking to themselves, it's not fair if they don't have anything that they can have as far as toys and things to skill build and stuff like that. I mean, they are learning their skills while they're at preschool, but they're going to need things to keep them occupied while they're here at the house as well. So they want to be able to provide those things for the children. Obviously, you know, money is an issue. We definitely don't have a lot, and that is something that we have to look into. And as we know, we still have things that we have to buy for this challenge. We have to buy the octagon statues. We have to buy those before Haleigh passes away. And so we definitely need to make money in this challenge. And so we definitely have a lot of work that we still have to do. But she knows that we still need to provide for our children and to give them some things. As you can see, everyone is home from preschool now. They're all doing really well, it would seem. We do have a couple of sad kids, it looks like. But aside from that, everyone's needs-wise are doing pretty good. Now that they're home from daycare, everybody's needs are great. Their mood maybe isn't the best, but their needs are in good shape. I'm just going to have them go ahead and clean up a little bit. And I'm going to have Mitchell come in here and just cook a little bit of food so that there is food here for people to eat. Because as we know, the family will need to go ahead and have supper later on. So he's just going to come on in here and he's going to get some supper going. And Haleigh needs to go ahead and get herself a bite to eat and then maybe get herself a little bit of rest, because her energy is starting to get really, really low. And I'm not exactly sure what time she's got to go to work, but I do know that, you know, it probably will be soon that she will have to go off for a shift at work, leaving probably Mitchell here at the house alone with all of these children, which is going to be super fantastic. But he is feeling really playful right now. As you can see, Mitchell's needs are all in the green. He's feeling great. And he's feeling playful. He's getting some cooking in, which is fantastic. But we do need to go ahead and get him set up on a job. So I do want to make sure that I get him set up in a career, because we haven't done that yet. And so I think that what I want to do is set him up, like I said, in something culinary related, because that just comes naturally to him. And so I think it would be the best course of action for him to go ahead and get set up in the culinary career. So we'll probably go ahead and do that. And it looks like Haleigh does go to work in an hour. So she'll get a tiny bit of sleep here, and then she'll have to head off to work. So Mitchell's just going to go ahead and cook this food. It'll be ready for everybody here. And then he'll be able to have it set out so that whoever's hungry can go ahead and eat something. And then I'm going to have him go and do some of this laundry here. Because as we know, this house and laundry is, it is never ending with this many people. Especially being the fact that they're all little children. The laundry is something that is never ending. It just is constantly piling up. So he's just going to go ahead and deal with the laundry here. It looks like he does need a little bit of fun, but as we know, he gets fun by pretty much anything. Like, his fun gain goes up really easily. So Haleigh is up from her nap, and Nathan is calling. He's asking about being friends with Makoa. We're just going to tell him we think that's great. He should totally go ahead and do that. And he's asking if we want to go to the festival. We're not going to go to the festival because, as we know, Haleigh does have to go to work. She's just going to grab herself a bite to eat, and then she'll have to head off to her shift there. So we're not going to go out to that festival with Nathan because she has responsibilities that she has to keep by going to her job. And as we know, she had missed a couple of shifts there when the infants were small. And she kind of got in trouble with her boss because he was like, you can't be missing work. And she was like, look, I'm exhausted. And he's like, yeah, I get that. But at the end of the day, you know, you have to come to work and you can't be missing shifts. And if you're going to continue missing shifts, we're going to have to let you go. So she can't be doing that kind of stuff, like missing all of her shifts and things like that. So I'm just going to have Mitchell go ahead and finish this painting up that he had started. And the children are really, really sad because Mom has left them. As you can see, they are really sad that a parent has left. And they feel like they have been left behind. I guess they don't really realize that Mitchell's still here. Or maybe they're just really close to one parent over the other. I'm not really sure. But we do have a couple of our toddlers that are really sad that Mom has left and gone off to work. They're going to come on in here and chat with Dad a little bit. And we love that for them. But I think I'm going to have the toddlers come on inside and start doing a little bit of skill building. So I'll just have them come on in and do a little bit of playing with their toys here. So I'm just going to queue up for them to come on in to this toddler room here. And they will just do a little bit of playing. And it looks like we have some jokesters in the family, which is fantastic. And we love that. So everybody's just going to come on in, pile into this room here and start getting some skill building up. And we'll have them chat with the bear and play with some blocks and play with the basketball hoop. And one of them is going to draw. So all four of them will come in and play. The only one that isn't going to be building any skills right now is going to be Adriel. And that is just because Adriel is a little bit older than everyone else. His skills are obviously a little bit higher than everyone else's, and so I don't think he really needs to work on anything right now. And as we know, he is going to be aging up into a child in this episode, and so really he doesn't have anything that he really needs to work on currently. He has gotten a lot of skill building just from being in preschool as long as he has. And so I think he is, kind of doing pretty well. He's just having a little bit of a conversation with Mitchell while Mitchell paints this painting. And they are just kind of talking about his day at preschool today, which is super cute. We absolutely love that. And Mitchell's feeling super playful while he chats with Adriel. And they are just having a nice little conversation about Adriel's day. But Adriel is going to go ahead and come on in here and play on the bookshelf. And probably, make a little bit of a mess because sometimes that's what Adriel does. He kind of gets into a little bit of mischief. But, I think that is to be expected from toddlers. They like to get into mischief sometimes, especially if they're left unattended. So after Mitchell finishes this painting up, we're just going to go ahead and let him take care of some of his needs. He needs to go to the washroom, and the laundry is done and needs to be switched over. So we'll have him go ahead and tend to those things. And then we will go ahead and make sure everyone is good to go as far as their needs. He is just going to make sure all of the toddlers are, feeling good. And oh my gosh, everyone's hugging and carrying on together and becoming good friends. And we just love that so much. I love to see how they interact with one another, the children, and how they're building their sibling relationships, and it's so cute. Like I said, the dynamic of this family is absolutely adorable, and I love that. So Mitchell has to go to the bathroom really, really bad, but as you can see, Tessie is in here playing in the toilet. So he's having some trouble getting in here, so that's not necessarily ideal. Haleigh has returned home from work, and she did get a promotion today, which is great news. We love that. That's because we did get her piano skill up. And so because her piano skill was increased, she was able to get promoted to her next level. She's feeling really, really tired, but she's going to come on in here and switch the laundry around because for whatever reason, Mitchell didn't get around to that. And so she's going to come and handle up on the laundry. And then we'll have her go ahead and maybe get a little bit of rest. She's feeling really, really exhausted after her long shift. So we'll let her go and just get herself a little bit of rest for the evening. She does also need to take care of her hygiene. So we'll let her go ahead and get some hygiene up. It is getting really late in the evening, so I'm probably going to go ahead and put all of the toddlers into bed as well. And it is Love Day. All right, well, I don't know that we'll be able to do anything really for Love Day, but we're going to go ahead and put everybody into bed here, and I am going to decorate this toddler room and get it set up and get everybody some stuff for this room so that they can play and have some skill building items and things of that nature. So let's go ahead, get everyone into bed and decorate this room up. So everyone's just going to head on upstairs here to bed, and then we will go ahead and get everything decorated here, and that will be perfect. Look at them just file up in single file line. They're super cute. All right, so everyone is heading off into bed now, and I am just going to go ahead and I am going to decorate their area here and get them some stuff for their section. And they will have a lot of things that they'll be able to play with. Since we have like 3,330 simoleons, we have enough money now that we can go ahead and decorate for them. So let's do that now.
For the passion, now it's all missing without you. Yeah, I'm speeding 91, drunk driving, losing all intention, falling. Once I was living for the passion, now it's all missing without you. 새벽 2시 하늘께까지 telling me that you Gucci. 너답지 않지, got me driving like a movie. 난 아직 굳이 걱정 따윈 없지, pedal to the floor. Only seconds left to go. 새벽 4시 오후 아침까지 미안한다고 말하지. 나답지 않지, got me calling like a movie. 난 아직 굳이 걱정 따윈 없지, pedal to the floor. Only seconds left to go.
Okay, so everything is decorated up here. Now they're just going to go ahead and climb themselves into bed for the night, and I will check back with you in the morning when everyone wakes. Okay, so Haleigh has gotten up. She didn't get a whole lot of rest. She has gotten up for whatever reason and is decided that she wants to clean. And so she's picking up and throwing things away, and she has decided that she needs to go and have herself a bit of a shower. So I'm going to have her go and have herself a quick shower here, and then she is hopefully going to get herself a little bit of rest after that because she is feeling really, really exhausted. But also it is Adriels' birthday today, so she is going to need to bake a cake. So we are just going to have her go ahead and bake a cake for him. So maybe she can go ahead and get that taken care of so that we'll have a cake ready for him when it is time for him to blow out his candles. So she's going to go ahead and come in here and bake a cake, and then she looks like she's starting to get a little bit hungry, so we'll have her go ahead and feed herself as well. So she's just going to handle up on some of her needs, and then she really does need to get some rest because it is really, really early in the morning and she hasn't really had a very good rest. I don't know if she is feeling like some insomnia or what the problem is, but she's having trouble sleeping, and so she is up in the middle of the night and she's just baking this cake. Maybe she's just concerned concerned with the fact that everyone's getting a little bit older and she's not quite sure how they're going to be able to afford to take care of all of these children as they age and get older. I don't really know what's keeping her up, but something is definitely keeping her from sleeping. So she's up in the middle of the night making this cake, and she's just thinking about, you know, the fact that Adriel is already becoming a child. And she can remember when she had him and he was this tiny little baby and he's about to become a child. And she's thinking time certainly does go by really, really quickly. And even though she's so proud of the milestones that he's reached and the fact that he's becoming older, and she's really, really happy about that, she's also kind of sad about the fact that he's getting so much older. And she's thinking, you know, where did the time go and how did it go by so quickly, you know? And she is really just thinking to herself, like, it was only yesterday I was holding this tiny little baby in my arms, and now he's about to become a child and he's going to be going off to grade school. And, you know, I'm not ready for him to be, you know, growing up so fast. She is really struggling with the fact that her kids are getting so much older so quickly. And, you know, with that aging up becomes more responsibilities for a parent, more worries for a parent, and also financially, you know, the burden becomes a little bit more. And so she does have a lot of things that I think she has on her mind that she's worrying about, and it's just keeping her from being able to get good rest. But I am going to send her off to bed. I'm going to hope that she's going to be able to get a little bit of sleep here. As you can see, Mitchell has gotten up. He's feeling a little bit hungry. He's come in to just grab himself a little bit of a bite to eat here. And so we're going to let him grab something to eat. It is really, really early. They're not really on a very good sleep schedule, as you can see. They kind of are up in all hours of the day and night. So they definitely do need to get themselves on some kind of a normal routine. And I'm hoping that with time that kind of balances out and they are able to do that. Because as of right now, they are still on this crazy sleep schedule. Because they haven't really adjusted from when the kids were infants and babies and they were kind of keeping them up all hours of the night. They're still kind of on that crazy roller coaster of a sleep schedule. So no one's really adjusted to this good sleep schedule where they sleep through the night. So Mitchell's just up and he's gotten himself something to eat, and he's going to go ahead and make breakfast for everyone so that when everyone starts to get up, because it is bright and early and it will be time soon for all of the toddlers to start waking. And so he's just like, well, I might as well go ahead and make breakfast so that it's ready for everyone when they go ahead and wake. And he's like, and I should probably look into getting myself a career. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to book him a career now. We're going to go ahead and we're going to book him for a dietitian career. I think that will be a really nice career for him. It's still something related to culinary, but not necessarily the culinary career. And so he'll still get to use his culinary skills with that. So we're going to go ahead and book him as a dietitian, and we love that for him. So he will have to go ahead and cook and get his cooking skill up for that career. And so I do think that he will enjoy that immensely, and he'll make pretty decent money at that as well. So he has gone ahead and enrolled in the dietitian career, and he just needs to get his cooking skill up a little bit more. So we'll continue to make him cook so that he can progress in that, and hopefully he will go ahead and do well in that. He does have to make a meal plan for that, so we'll have to get him doing that as well. So he's made breakfast here, and we are just going to go ahead and call everyone to a meal, and we'll go ahead and we'll get everyone to come on down for breakfast, because it is like, I think, 6 o'clock in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning here. And so we'll have everyone come on down and grab breakfast, and then we'll go ahead and we'll celebrate Adriel's birthday, and we will let him blow out his candle so that he can go ahead and age up into a child, which will be fantastic. So Adriel's the first one up. As you can see, he's just going to go ahead and come on in here and grab himself a little bit of a bite to eat because he is feeling pretty hungry. And then we'll go ahead and we'll get the other toddlers to come on down and grab themselves a serving of food, because everyone this morning is feeling pretty hungry. It is a Saturday morning, so no one has preschool today. Everyone will be home from school, which is meaning that we are going to probably have a little bit of chaos, being that everyone will be home today. It'll be a lot for everyone to handle with everyone home, but that is the way it goes on the weekends. The weekends means that the family gets to spend time together, and there's going to be a lot of hustle and bustle and a bit of chaos with all of these toddlers kind of hanging about. But that is sometimes the way it goes. So we are just going to go ahead. We're going to have Mitchell come and grab Adriel here, and we're going to let him help him blow out the candles, because it is time for us to go ahead and let him age up into a child. So he's just doing a little bit of laundry really quickly, and then he's going to come in here and grab him up, and we will celebrate Adriel's birthday. We're going to go ahead and get Haleigh up out of bed so she can come be a part of the festivities. So we'll have her come on in here into the kitchen so she can celebrate the birthday party with everyone. So Haleigh's just going to come on in here into the kitchen. That way she can be a part of Adriel's birthday party as well. And Adriel is just blowing out his candles here. Happy birthday, Adriel. You are a big boy growing up into a child here. We absolutely love that. And Adriel here is just going to go ahead and put his plate down so he can age up. And Adriel is now aging up. He has aged up, and we are just going to randomize his traits. I'm just going to go ahead and randomize until I get one of the default traits here, because we need a default trait for the spreadsheet for this legacy challenge. So I'm going to just randomize until we get a default trait here instead of one of the special ones. All right, so he got slob. And then for his aspiration, I'm going to go ahead and give him, I think I'm going to give him the rambunctious scamp. All right, so Adriel has aged up. We're just going to hop into Cass, and I'll give him his makeover and show you what he looks like after. So this is Adriel McKinney after his makeover and what he looks like. And let's go ahead and take a look at his outfits. So this is his everyday outfit here. And then we have his formal, his athletic, his sleepwear, his party, his swimwear, his hot weather, and his cold weather. And let's go ahead and jump back into the game here. All right, so I do just want to show you Adriel's room. I did go ahead and update it so that it is ready for a child, and this is what his room looks like. He has a nice little dresser and a little crafting table where he can do some arts and crafts and draw. I gave him a little bit of a violin there and his little bed, and then he also has a science table in here next to the window, which you can't see it here. Let me just back out here. He has a little science table there in front of the window. So that is his room, which is super cute. So he has his nice little kid room here. And then obviously upstairs there is that dollhouse. So if he wanted to play dolls, he could go upstairs and play dolls with the dollhouse upstairs as well. So he has his little room all set up, which is fantastic. I'm just going to go ahead and breed some frogs for the adults here because we need to go ahead and breed some frogs and make a little bit of money with that. And hopefully we can breed some new ones. And the children are all still eating, which is fantastic. We've got everyone who is just taking care of their needs here. And Adriel is finally grown up, and we love that. I am so happy for him. I'm just going to go ahead and queue up for them to go ahead and start taking care of these toddlers. We have some toddlers that need some baths. We have some dirty babies. So I'm just going to go ahead and have her give him a bath. She's like, you are a stinky, stinky boy. Let's go ahead and give you a little bit of a bath. Are you not going to give him a bath? She's like, no, I'm just going to hold him. I'm just going to talk to him. He doesn't necessarily need a bath, does he? Yeah, he does. He does need a bath. Well, could you please give him one? She's like, I'm so tired. I really just want to go back to bed. All right, fine. I'll go ahead and get Mitchell to give him a bath. Can you please give him a bath? Buddy, please give that child a bath. All right, so I think she's probably going to go ahead and head herself off to take herself a little bit of a sleep. And then we'll just get Mitchell to give him a bath. And of course, it looks like Mitchell and Julian are now going to have themselves a strict family dynamic. All right, well, you know, I'm actually surprised that Mitchell's going to have a strict family dynamic with anyone. I don't really see Mitchell as being strict, but I think when it comes to like trying to wrangle all of these toddlers into doing what you need them to do, sometimes you have to be a little bit strict with them. So I went ahead and said yes, you could be strict with them. Just because I think like sometimes toddlers can be a little bit defiant, and sometimes you have to be a little bit hard with them to get them to listen to you. So I think that he's trying his hardest to just be a little bit tougher with them and not just fold at every little whim that they have. So I think he's trying really hard to be a little bit more disciplinarian with them. So we are just going to go ahead and let him be a little bit strict with the toddlers here. So Haleigh has gone off to bed. She's trying to get herself a little bit of rest while he takes care of the toddlers here, which is fantastic. He's just given them a little bit of a wash. And then I'm probably going to have him go ahead and do a little bit more laundry. It is everywhere. It's just lying all over the house again. And so we're going to have him just clean up a little bit. Like I said, with all of these toddlers at home just running around causing chaos, the house is in a disheveled mess. Everyone's just kind of in a little bit of an uproar. Everyone is in the kitchen, as you can see. He's over there playing with pots and pans, and everybody is into everything. So we're just going to have him kind of clean up a little bit. Adriel immediately went and did his homework for school, which we freaking love. He's going to be a fantastic student, I think. I love that for him. So everyone is kind of taking care of themselves here and their needs. And like I said, we're just trying to get ourselves into a little bit of a routine. Even though it's a Saturday and routines are kind of thrown out the window on a Saturday, they really are. Like Saturdays aren't really meant for routine. But with a family this size and especially this many toddlers, you kind of have to have a routine, because if you don't have a routine, it's just utter chaos. So they're doing their best to try to set some sort of routine in the house. But as you can see, it's really difficult, and they're kind of struggling to get themselves on that routine. They really are. I mean, they're trying, but it's very difficult for them. Like Haleigh's in there sleeping, and it's definitely not time that she should be sleeping, but she's just exhausted. And I mean, right now is the time where she should definitely be awake and she should be up with her family, but she's like, I can't. Like, I need to go to sleep. I need to definitely, be getting some rest because I didn't get enough rest. I'm going to have Mitchell come up and do a little bit of potty training. They're up here just playing with their stuff, which we absolutely love. This is definitely what I wanted, was to see them up here playing and building skills. And so they are doing exactly what I wanted them to do, which is fantastic. But I do want Mitchell just to come up and do a little bit of potty training. And hopefully we can get these children some skill building, which will be fantastic, because if we can get them potty trained and they don't use their diaper, we would have less stinky children, which is going to be beneficial for everyone in the family. Less baths and things of that nature are going to have to take place. And as you can see, Adriel's just over there playing with, who is that? Oh, he's playing with both of the boys. Okay, we love that. So he is playing with, it looks like Everett and Isaiah. So we love that. And they're just having a fun time playing with the dolls. And it looks like Adriel and Everett are being jokesters. Okay, that's super cute. So we have more jokesters in the family. It looks like whenever the kids are playing together, all of the kids are jokesters with each other, and the parents are kind of strict with the kids. So, I mean, I think that's to be expected with the parents in this situation. They're far outnumbered. They kind of have to be strict with them. They kind of can't really be lenient. I mean, if they were to be lenient with the children, I think the children would kind of run all over them, being that they're this outnumbered. Once again, Mitchell's going to go ahead and bring this child down for a bath. They're just super dirty because, again, they're not potty trained, and so they're going in their diaper and it makes them dirty, and they just need baths. So he's going to go ahead and bring down this little one for his bath. So Isaiah is going to come down and go ahead and get himself a little bit of a bath for Mitchell, which is fantastic. And we love that for him because he definitely needs to be cleaned up. Poor Haleigh, though, she is just downstairs sleeping her life away, which is not at all ideal. I think that she probably should get up at some point, though, because I don't necessarily want her sleeping her life away. It is a Saturday. It's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And to be completely honest, the garden really needs to be tended to. I think that once Mitchell is done with his taking care of the children, I'll have him come out and start trying to deal with a little bit of the gardening. I might have to get Haleigh out there to come help, just because Mitchell's probably going to need a little bit of help with the gardening. So we'll probably go ahead and get Haleigh to come up and help with that. All right, Haleigh. Are you going to just sleep your life away? Seriously? All right. Mitchell's just going to go ahead and go to the washroom here, and then he's going to get outside and get a little bit of the gardening done. All right. And Haleigh's going to get up, and she's going to go have herself a little bit of a shower. And then her needs are now in great shape. So I do think she should come on out here and help. It looks like we have lost several plants in our garden. So I am going to have her come out and help dispose of some of these dead plants. And then she can just help in the garden, because it's in desperate need of both of them to get out here and tend to it. So she's just going to come out here and help Mitchell with the garden. He's doing some harvesting and taking care of the garden itself. But there is just a lot that needs to be taken care of, and I think it's going to take both of them to do it. So we'll have her come out, and she will dispose of the dead plants while he is doing some of the weeding and things like that. And she can probably help with some of that weeding and things of that nature as well. And just help Mitchell kind of get this garden tended to, because it's a two-man job, really. Mitchell's like, forget this, I'm going in. Okay, well, he's checking the mail. Okay, great. Mitchell's starting to feel a little bit tired. He's been up since really, really early, and he got up really super early, and he ate, and then he started cooking, and he's been tending to the children, and so now he's starting to feel that. He's like, I could really stand for a little bit of a nap, because his sleep is a little bit off, and he didn't sleep all day like Haleigh did, so he's starting to feel the pressure of that. Whereas she's really feeling energized because she slept a whole lot, and so she's running around feeling great, and he's like, I'm exhausted. All right, so you guys just go ahead and dispose of these plants, and we will clean this garden up. We may have to go ahead and get some more plants so that we can obviously have us a nice little garden growing here, because obviously we've lost about 6 or 7 of our plants. So we will need to go ahead and replenish those, I think. So we may go ahead and at some point purchase some new plants packs and plant those down. Probably not going to do that right this second, but at some point we will need to go ahead and purchase some new plants for our garden. So we will do that for sure. So as you can see, Adriel's just coming out here to chat with his mom, and he's like, hey Mom, how are you? And she's like, I'm fine, honey. How's your birthday going? And he's like, it's going great. He's like, I already did my homework and everything for school. And she's like, really? And she's like, yeah. Well, I'm really glad that you're having a great birthday. And he's like, yeah, it's been great. He's like, I can't believe that, I'm already, this old and I'm about to go to grade school. And she's like, I know, I can't believe that either. And they're, kind of making jokes together and bantering and having just a really good time. And she's thinking, she can't believe he's so grown up. So these two are just bonding together, which is super cute. I love that for them. But he's going to go on inside. She's going to go in and grab herself a bite to eat as well. And they're going to just head on into the house here. That being said, I think I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in our next episode of our Legacy Challenge, where we will be seeing what happens next with Haleigh and her family. And until next time, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.